Hey everyone, UEBS 2 up here, and in this battle we have 250,000 zombies versus 10,000 members of SWAT. More specifically, we have 7,500 very well armored, very survivable SWAT members with shields in the outside or on the outside. We have around 2,250 or 2,300 rather Mark 14 EBR carrying SWAT members. And on the very center, we have 200 M60 SWAT carrying members. Now, these are LMGs, but they should be pretty effective. Now, I didn't want to give them all too much power, so I put a few less machine guns than they could have had. And trust me, guys, this might get a little bit crazy, because if I only had EBRs, believe it or not, the zombies would have won. So I took a small portion out of the EBRs and turned them again into machine gun carrying units. So that being said, we have a very big battle here. I mean, we'll have to wait and see if these units make much of a difference at all. Now, the SWAT members out here with the shields, they have something like a 95, I think, percent armor rate. This is just base armor, right? Like, I did not modify these. By the way, these are mods, so I did not modify what the original creator of this mod did. So we'll have to wait and see if they can actually hold up here, but they will need a 25-to-1 kill-death ratio. Now, let me know in the comments below, by the way, who do you think is going to win this? Do you think it's going to be the humans? Do you think it's going to be the zombies? We already have 10% of the humans dead, fewer than 10% of the zombies dead, so that's not a good sign. And if you thought these M60s were going to make much of a difference, or even the Mark 14 EBRs, Enhanced Battle Rifles, you may have been wrong. We already see this line thinning out. I'm actually really amazed by this, at how quickly these SWAT members, or SWAT soldiers, members of SWAT, are dying on the exterior. But let's go ahead and get into the shoes of zombies for a quick second here. Can you imagine you're just kind of walking along with the big zombie bruise or something on your back? You know, everyone has like boxer briefs or something on. You're just walking along with your zombie friends thinking, hey, well, what are they doing at that rave up there? You know, going like... And all of a sudden, you start seeing like these fireworks going off. You're like, oh, cool, let me check it out. You get up here, boom, you start dying. That's kind of what's going on. Now, just so you guys know, I did test this out with, instead of having the Mark 60 machine guns here in the center, again, I just had a solid block of Mark 14 EBRs, and they were actually getting a very similar kill-death ratio. I think it's a little bit better in favor of the humans now, because before, the zombies were pretty much outright destroying the humans, despite the fact that they, of course, have range on their side. But who knows? I mean, maybe these LMGs will make the difference, but thus far we have around 30% of the humans dead, and only around 20% of these zombies dead. Now, one thing that might actually have to be looked at is this pool of Kool-Aid. I'll just call it that. Believe it or not, once it gets up to a certain level, like maybe around like midway, they start drowning, because I guess that's where they breathe, is around the bottom of their torso. But regardless, we are starting to see some indents here. Once this side falls and this side falls, we are going to start seeing these guys get encircled, which is not good. This is a little bit healthier over there, I think, just marginally, but again, not very good. Now, it's also going to be interesting, because even if the zombies still have a lot of things left, what happens if, for example, this entire portion just kind of starts dying, and it starts getting just enough? You know, that could also happen. I mean, the humans are more or less maintaining around a 15 to 16 kill-death ratio versus these zombies. Again, when I had this as just solid EBRs, it was around a 12 to 13. So it's not all that much better, but it at least makes the humans a bit more competitive, which is definitely very, very nice. But we are down to just about half of the humans left, which is bad. It looks like the weakest line of humans is going to be about right here. We are starting to see the lines fall, and they are starting to get encircled. And much the same here, they are getting encircled here as well. So this is not good at all. Not good at all. And now we're even closer to 50%, but it almost kind of seems like the humans are starting to win a little bit more. It's a little bit strange. I don't know. I mean, I don't know if the humans are going to win this. That's a lot of zombies. Maybe if it was 200,000 zombies, but this many? Maybe not. I don't know. I've been trying to make my battles as even as possible. I kind of want to do like an archer versus archer fight one day. You know, like, oh, who's going to win? Like Roman archers or English longbowmen, and, you know, kind of give X or Y, you know, more archers or something, just to kind of compensate for maybe them being a little bit weaker. But regardless, the floodgates have opened, and these zombies are starting to break the back lines. Now, once the juicy center that is the ranged unit starts to get attacked, that is where we're going to see some major issues. And it looks like we are on the last line of defense here. At least this is still holding a bit. But over here, we are starting to see the last vestiges of humanity. Let's see as it falls. But, oh, we are starting to get the Mark 14. The ranged units are starting to be attacked. And this might very well be the end here. We'll have to see exactly how well these things hold up. But I do not think that the ranged units are all that good when it comes to defense. I might be wrong. I mean, these are modded units. They are dying, just very slowly. I'm kind of surprised. But, yeah, I think they might actually have a little bit more health than I thought, but I don't think that they're as survivable as the riot gear soldiers on the exterior. So now we only have around 35% of the humans left, and still about half of the zombies. They are breaking through. This is a scene out of a nightmare. This is basically, again, Resident Evil. It is just pandemonium. Absolutely crazy. Maybe I should have put some AA-12 equipped. See, like, that's kind of the thing, right? Like, if I were to put some more AA-12 soldiers, or if I were to put any of them, rather, on the edges, I kind of feel like that would lead to the humans dominating. Even, like, 500 of them, you know? It just wouldn't really be a good thing. So you have to make it as balanced as possible, which is why I made this kind of as it is. But we are starting to see these ranged units take a beating. It doesn't really look like more than these two lines of SWAT soldiers are still left. That's it. We are at 25%, basically 26% of humans left. But we still now have under half of these zombies left. So I don't think that the zombies are going to lose this. They are going to win this pretty assuredly. And I'm interested, maybe if the humans had, like, I don't know, 2,500 more SWAT soldiers and 2,500 more ranged units, that could have made a difference. I mean, that would be a total of 50% more humans. That very well could have made a big difference here in having them survive. But it's also, you know, I'm not just running these battle simulations to be like, oh, well, you know, let's just see one side get completely crushed, or one side just, let's get it down to like a 30-minute match each time, so it's down to like the last two people out of like a million combatants. That's not how I roll. You know, I want to make this relatively even, but not something where it's like necessarily so precise that it is an incredibly slow match. Somebody eventually will be overrun, typically. Sometimes, you know, those really close matches do occur, but this is one of those instances where it looked kind of close, and now the humans are being overrun. We have basically identical amounts of SWAT, like shield-carrying SWAT, left here on the sides, but that's it. I don't really know how many soldiers the SWATs actually killed, but I'd be willing to bet that the majority of kills here were from the ranged soldiers. That's actually a really cool model, by the way. I mean, like, look at these guys. Whoever did these mods, good job. Genuinely, good job. And also, like, let's look at these M60s. Like, it looks really cool. I mean, they did a really great... Oh, I didn't want to do that. But they did a great job of, like, modeling these, making them fairly detailed. I mean, like, there's almost kind of depth, I guess you could say, in their armor. But it looks like we are now starting to see the last vestiges of the ranged troops dying, unfortunately. And the M60s are being rushed. They are being hit. How long will they survive? Oh my goodness. Wow. It's just a complete swarm. Oh, man. It's like battle to the last, but that stinks. Whoa. But I'm actually really surprised. Do the M60 soldiers have more health? Have any of them died? It looks like pretty much all the other range soldiers have survived. We only have have died. We only have 200 of these M60 soldiers right here in the middle. I'm just going to jump into one. Yeah, they only have 500 health, so... They must just be crushing at this close range. I mean, like... Do you think that they're going to only, like... I didn't think that this was going to happen, but there might be fewer than 1,000 zombies left at the end of this. I thought the zombies were just going to rush in and completely crush these guys. But no, it doesn't seem to be the case. Mark 14 EBR seemed to be a touch weaker than I expected, but not really all that bad. So it looks like the only ones left at this point are the M60s. That's right, we have them on a hill here until the last. Sorry about that. If you heard a click, it's because I had to take a screenshot, because that was really, really nifty. Now, will these guys get them to under 84,000? I doubt it. I doubt it. Yeah, we have less than half of the M60s left, and every other human is completely gone. So that being said, I think that this is the end of it, but it is impressive that they have made a zombie wall here. I am genuinely impressed by that. Wow. That's cool. Huh. But either way, thanks so much for watching, everyone. Please, if you don't mind, consider liking, wow, they are going to break 84,000. Please consider liking, commenting, subscribing. Let me know what you guys think about this video in the comments below. Tell me what sort of matches you might want in the future, you know? I mean, like, sometimes it's a little tough to get creative. Mods do boost my creativity a bit, but you know, I want to hear what you guys think, because this is actually, it ended up being a much cooler match than I expected. Not exactly a very even match, but more even than I think maybe a lot of people would have expected. But just look at this. Man, oh man. But this seems to be the very end of the match. 8 left. They're not dying quickly. Three, 2, 1. That's it. The zombies have won, and they are on their pile of bodies. Like, let's just look at this, by the way. You can see, like, this almost kind of looks like an asteroid hitting, right? Like, I don't know if you guys are familiar with, like, if a meteor hits or something like that with craters and you know, walls and whatnot. But this almost kind of looks like that, with, like, how sometimes there's a raised center because of the elasticity of basically the molten earth. And then you have, like, the different, like, the crater walls on the exterior. Like, you have an interior crater wall, exterior. It's just really, really cool. But either way, thanks again, and I will see you all on the other side. Take care, everyone. This guy was almost dead again.